What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. I think it is time for us to recognize Oregon State as for real, y'all. I mean, the Beavers just came and dominated the 10th ranked team in the country, the Utah Utes, and one of the best defenses in the nation, man. And unfortunately, without star quarterback Cam Rosin, the Utes offense is basically non-existent. And the defense has been carrying them to wins, 4-0 on the year. Tonight, though, it wasn't enough. It was only a matter of time before a really explosive offense put points on the board against them, kept them on the field, wore them down because their offense can't move the ball, wore this defense down, and finally got them to crack. You know, it's tough. Oregon State, they got a lot of speed to contend with. They got an experienced quarterback, and they got a cohesive unit on that offensive side. The defense was extremely stingy tonight. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now back to business. Let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So Oregon won this game 21-7, but they shut out the Utes for 3+ quarters, man. Utah finally snuck a pass to one of their tight ends for a touchdown, but it was slim pickings for them, man. The Oregon State defense was extremely stingy. Then on the other side, you got DJ Uiagalelei. He threw for 204 yards, a touchdown, had a really, dumb interception, man. It was a really risky pass that he didn't have to make, but they moved the ball really well on Utah, man. Like we said, Utah's a stingy defense. They're physical and they fly to the football. But I tell you what, man, guys like Damian Martinez, 16 carries, 65 yards, and a tutty, as well as Silas Bolden. Bolden really is a hybrid, man. He gives you that Jaquez Rogers, Dexter McCluster type vibe, man. Just speedster who can play in the backfield, 2 carries, 53 yards, and broke for a touchdown, a nice touchdown run that really broke this game open. He also led the Beavers in receptions and yards, 6 catches for 100 yards, and also caught a tutty through the air as well, man. When you talk about just end-to-end speed, creating something out of nothing, giving defenders all types of problems, that's Bolden. He's going to be an explosive weapon for DJU in this group. And I think that if DJ can limit the turnovers and just get the ball out to his playmakers on the outside and let them work, Oregon State, man, is going to have something to say for this Pac-12 championship. They've got a good defense. Their offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage today. They just killed Utah in the trenches, and that's something you don't typically see. The Utes, an area where they get dominated in, is not the trenches typically, man. We're talking about a team that beat USC twice last year and won the conference. You don't see teams really play more physical than this group. But Oregon State completely came in and dominated every aspect of this game. And I think at this point, after a performance like that on this Friday night, we got to put them in contention with the upper echelons of the Pac-12 now. It was such a loaded conference. I mean, we're talking USC, we're talking Oregon, we're talking Washington. So many great quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? So many great field generals, so many high-powered offenses. But Oregon State's defense really stepped up and set the tone tonight, holding Utah to just 7 points. And I get it, like we said, Utah's not at full strength. They're down Cam Rosin, which is a big, we're talking about a Rose Bowl MVP here. That's a big loss. But Oregon State, I liked how they looked. I like how they moved the ball. I like the play calling. I like the physicality. And I like how cohesive they look, man. They got a lot of speed to deal with, but they can hit you with the power between the tackles too, man. they've got some big games coming up. You know what I'm saying? And so does Utah. Utah still has to play USC as well as Oregon. And Oregon State obviously got to play those squads too. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep up this momentum. But this was a major win for Oregon State. This was a statement win for these guys. And you just got to go hats off to them. I personally thought they were going to win this game. I picked them to win this game, and they did. They performed. I just thought that their offense would be able to move the ball against Utah, and they did. They kept that defense out in the field, wore them down, got them tired, and now, hey, they moved to 4-1 on the season. In their last 3 out of their last 4 games, Oregon State plays Colorado, Washington, and Oregon State. That's when we'll really find out if this team is championship material. But they just won the biggest game that they've played this season so far. So I think it looks good right now. I think we got to respect Oregon State. I think this is a team that's going to have something to say when it's all said and done in the Pac-12. Sitting at 19 right now, definitely see them going up. Probably anywhere from 12 to 15 after beating the 10th ranked team. But the Pac-12 is spicy, man. It's very interesting, and it seems like it's up for grabs at this point. A lot of top-heavy teams, and, we're just trying to figure out where everybody fits in pillar-wise because, this could be a year where everybody's just beating up on everybody. But impressive win from Oregon State. I thought they did their thing. I thought they came out, established the tone, and I think we got to start taking the Beavers seriously as of this moment. Y'all holler at me for all the latest and the greatest. I'm Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. That's a wrap for us. Until next time, we out.